First tonight, just what does it take to get you banned from the roads and make them a safer place?
Shocking new figures out today show that nearly half of all drivers who've clocked up 12 points or more, the time when an automatic ban usually kicks in, are still behind the wheel.
One from Bradford has amassed 32 points, the most in the country, after being caught driving without insurance 4 times.
They've been able to convince the court that they can carry on driving because losing their licence would cause them extreme hardship. Well, we'll be talking to the infamous defence lawyer Nick Freeman, Mr Loophole, about the law shortly, but first, here's Yunus Muller.
Many of us would rightly expect the courts to crack down on motorists who break the law. But how safe are our roads?
There are drivers around you who have clocked up 12 points or more through a range of offences that can include driving without insurance and speeding. But instead of being disqualified, are being allowed back behind the wheel by the courts.
Road safety charity Break found 43% of these drivers had claimed exceptional hardship if they'd lost their licence. And that's meant one driver in Bradford has a staggering 32 points, the highest in the country. Another in Leeds has 28, and 2 from Doncaster have totted up 27 points.
What we're calling for is an end to the exceptional hardship plea, because we're finding that actually it's a system that just doesn't work. It's too widely used. It allows far too many dangerous drivers to remain on the roads. And actually, when you consider that 12 points should be an automatic ban, it actually makes a mockery of the justice system.
Supporters of this legal defence maintain losing it would be a mistake.
Most of the cases, I argue, are such that the driver will lose their job. And if they lose their job, they're in a bad situation at home and with the firm that they work for. And it's perfectly right, I say, that drivers can use the exception to the law to keep driving.
But victims of road traffic accidents say that ignores them. Lucas Borowski from Pontefract was left paralysed from the neck down by an uninsured driver.
If people are having so many points on driver license, they should be disqualified from driving the car straight away. Because if they're not careful drivers, first of all, they can hurt somebody on the roads very easy, and they can hurt themselves.
The Ministry of Justice said today that following a review, the DVLA and Her Majesty's Court Service have improved the way they share data to ensure judges have complete information about a driver's points when sentencing. The arguments to allow courts discretion are powerful, but so, say some, is the call for reform to take dangerous drivers off the roads.
Now, I'd like to know what you think about the drivers who stay on the road after racking up 12 points or more.
You can leave us a message on our Facebook page or text us with the word Yorks followed by your comments to 63332, and we'll try and include as many as we can before the end of tonight's programme.
Well, we're joined now by the celebrity lawyer Nick Freeman, nicknamed Mr Loophole for the way he gets well-known drivers off in court. I mean, obviously some severe criticism by Break today about the fact that people can get away with still driving despite having so many points on their licence, but I suppose you think it's a good thing.
Well, first of all, they're not well-known people who get away with this because, of course, you only get away with it if there's exceptional hardship. And really, celebrities can't argue exceptional hardship because their pockets are too deep, generally. So the exceptional hardship provisions help the ordinary person, the ordinary Joe who's going about and needs one more chance.
What does constitute exceptional?
Something more than aggravation, something more than inconvenience. It might, for example, mean loss of employment when the consequences of that would mean you can't pay your bills, you can't pay your mortgage, your children are going to go hungry. It wouldn't, for example, be a situation if you lost your job and you were living at home. Tough, inconvenient, a nuisance, but that's not exceptional hardship. So it really means what it says. It's exceptional circumstances. And you can only argue those circumstances once in a 3-year period.
So anybody, any of us thinking, oh, well, it will be OK, I can always argue exceptional hardship, you actually have to go to quite some lengths to prove it, do you?
You do, and you're absolutely right. You have to prove it. The burden is on you, not on the prosecution. So the burden is on you on the balance of probabilities to show that there is exceptional hardship. And even when you do show there's exceptional hardship, all that does is give the court a discretion as to how to deal with you.
Do you think people like yourself give everybody a sense that there is injustice going on the roads and that people are getting away with something?
Well, people aren't getting away with anything. that all that's happening is we have a law in place, and the prosecution put forward one argument, the defence lawyers, myself or my colleagues, will put forward another argument, and people with our sort of views, prejudices, etc., will decide, actually, we think it's right that this person who was going, say, 37 miles an hour in a 30 limit, he's done 250,000 miles in the last 3 years. If we take his licence off him, he's going to lose his house, his 2 children won't go to school, they're going to have real problems, his wife doesn't work, she's just made me redundant. Do brakes seriously want to take those sort of people and put them in that situation, or do they actually think the system currently works? Let the judges and justices decide what's fair and proper. There's nothing wrong with the current system, in my view.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Nick Freeman, thanks very much.
Thank you very much indeed.